Um, Michael, for me, I have my own way of describing what happened at Congress yesterday. I term it as Goodies Congress, a Congress where clubs were assured of what the future holds for them, a Congress where players were assured that their needs are a matter of concern to the federation, a Congress where grassroots football had a definition. And I think that if if things will continue like this for the next 2 3 years, Ghana football will obviously not be as we see it today. Michael, after Congress yesterday, I was convinced that even if today Kurt is no more the GFA president, whoever comes to become the GFA president, if the person will implement just a single policy of his own that will bring about the development of football, and goes and another person comes to implement one, in 10 years, we are going to have maybe 10 policies from different people, all geared towards the development of Ghana football. Michael, for me, as an outsider, even though I'm a member of the Division 1 League Board, we don't have a representation in Congress. Our representation is our members over there. But from where I sat and the things I saw the president mention and some of the things that they have done already, I think that we are only gearing towards, a brighter future. The president mentioned that as many as about 113 matches were beamed live on TV through their broadcast partners for people to watch. And that is very incredible. 113 matches. And I am sure from what he said yesterday that we are going to have Monday night football and Friday night football again. These 113 matches may increase. And that was not even all. They had 20 more matches on their free-to-air partner that were also shown live on TV for people to watch. So at least football is becoming much more visible. In fact, if you have monitored the landscape, the football publics have reacted towards these matches. And that is clearly shown when matches are played and the reaction of people on social media. You get a clear understanding that these people watched the matches and they are reacting per what they watched. And so it's a positive step. And I think that much more of those things will help. I think that for those who perhaps have not had the opportunity of listening to the president speak, after this comment, they will understand why I said I had termed this year's Congress as Goodies Congress. Because considering the things that they have done in the last 1 year and what they intend to do, I think if Ghana football is to go that trend, in the next 3 or 4 years, football will not be as we are enjoying it today. It will be much, much, much enjoyable than we are having it today. Michael, yes, in the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to have a different taste of football. Michael, personally, I was happy with the borehole projects. You and I will agree, and we have complained on this show on a number of occasions, the state of our pitches, especially in the dry season. One of the pitches that I could boldly, praise, or I could boldly speak and say is in a very good shape in this country was Aliyu Mama Sports Stadium, the pitch. Strangely, last season during the league, at certain points when RTU were playing home matches, we saw the pitch and we're like, wow, is this the Aliyu Mama Sports Stadium? And the simple reason is that RTU were playing their matches there Tamale City were playing there, Steadfast were playing there, and so pressure was on the field. And because it was not getting proper watering, we saw how the green grass turned to yellow grass. And this is not only applicable to the Aliyu Mama Sports Stadium. We've seen Accra Sports Stadium suffering the same fate. We've seen for Brekum, the Golden City Park, the Theatre of Dreams in Dewu, for Nana Fosu Abo Park in Bechem, for the Nana Jamambedu Park in Doma. When you see the pitches in the dry season, you sometimes even feel like football matches should not be played on those pitches. And it's simple. It's not been raining. And so the pitches change color to colors that can even be described. But from this particular initiative, what it means is that water is going to flow at the match venues 24/7. So before matches, clubs can water the pitches. After games, they can water the pitches. And the grass will get enough water to grow and grow very well. So with these projects, we are going to have a guarantee of green pitches throughout the season. Michael, the point I want to reiterate, especially with this particular project, is maintenance. The GFA has provided this project to clubs. The clubs must be able to maintain this very well so that tomorrow we will not see a Golden City Park turning yellow. You ask questions and they tell you there is no water. This project must be able to ensure that we are going to have a green surface throughout the country.
Okay. But are we clear who the managers of these projects are going to be?
It's for the clubs.
Yes. And you talk about the fact that it is a number of them will be situated at the match venues. We also know that for a good number of the Premier League clubs and the Division 1 clubs play at venues owned by government, and for that matter, with the NSA as custodians of those venues. How are we to manage the relationship between the three, the FA, the clubs, and then the owners of the facility, so that we are clear that this person is responsible for the maintenance and also to ensure that it is being used for the right purpose?
The FA is present in every region through the RFS. The FA is present in every region through the RFS. The ministry or the National Sports Authority is also present in every region through the NSA, because every region they have an NSA secretariat. Yeah. So the relationship between the two bodies, which existed before, should even be stronger now. Because yes, the NSA owns the facilities, especially the public ones. But here is a situation where you have had a private organization in the GFA providing a helping hand in the maintenance of the facility. You should even be singing hallelujah. So that relationship between the NSA and the RFAs should be strengthened now.
I ask this because maintenance or management of facility and projects has always been an issue. We will not in too long from now hear that, there is no light at the place. There wasn't electricity to even pump water. The borehole is in a bad state. And for a month, 2 or 3, it's not been working. My concern is, how do we manage this so that we after spending money to put up these projects, we do not hear some of these stories that have been running for many years?
Well, I recall personally asking the president this question in one of my interviews with him, I think somewhere last year. And he said that there's going to be a management body that will be set up by the GFA, purposely for the maintenance of these facilities. So there is going to be a facility management committee in place for the management of these facilities. Regardless, this facility management committee will still be working hand in hand with the RFAs where these facilities are found. So they will have to work with the RFAs and the clubs that are found within the region. For instance, in the Bonaf region, they may have as many as about maybe 6 or 7, because Nana Jamambedu Park will have one, Golden City will have one, Nana Fosu Abo will have one, Golden City, Sunyani Coronation Park will have theirs, Bichim, you have pitches in Techiman and the rest. So in the region alone,
in Swatre,
we are talking about 10 of these boreholes.
it could even be more. There are a number of
Exactly.
Division 1 teams and Premier
Exactly.
League clubs
So
in them.
so the RFA there must be highly responsible and work directly with the committee that is going to be put up by the FA so that they manage these facilities very well for the betterment of football. If it is done and done well, it helps the development of the game. And I think that just like you are showing concern, it's a huge issue of concern, especially when you look at the state of our public sports facilities and how they are now. From 2008, when new facilities were constructed, in addition to Baba Yara and then Accra Sports Stadium, and their state now, if you look at these things, you clearly have cause to complain or show concern that how are we going to manage these facilities. But with that particular strategy of putting in place a facility management committee that will work hand in hand with the RFAs, I think these things should be able to be done. And Michael, one other area that I fell in love with was the catch them young refereeing policy.
Okay.
This policy, per the statistics from the refereeing department, has already produced 1,122 referees.
Wow.
Who are under 20. Very young referees. And during the Super League, the Division 1 Super Cup, these were the boys who officiated the tournament. And they were those who officiated the KGL Under-17 tournament. So gradually they are being prepared for the next generation. And I think that with their ages and such a policy, I wouldn't be surprised in 15 years or in the next 2 World Cups, you see a Ghanaian referee officiating at the World Cup. It's all about pragmatic plans. They are young now. We are going to 2022 World Cup. Some are 16, 17, 18 now. In 2026, in the next World Cup, they are going to be around 24, 22. And so they have age. I understand. I'm talking about
championships.
Jonathan,
no, I'm talking about their ages.
Hold on.
Their
If you have
ages.
any reaction to make, you
You
have your
know,
time.
FIFA has a cutoff point for the ages of FIFA referees.
Yes.
So I am talking about the ages. And certainly, from this time to the time that the 2026 World Cup will be held, the 2030 World Cup will be played, these boys would have officiated a number of matches locally and on the continent if they get the opportunity to become FIFA referees and CAF referees. So obviously, it's a very good policy. Then finally, the boots for Premier League and Division 1 league clubs. Michael, I did a quick mathematics. I have been a club official before. And during my time, we used to provide boots for our players. In a season, you can have a single player who will use 3 sets of boots in a season. And then 30 matches that will be played. Because the player will train and play matches. Sometimes they train twice a day. And you don't expect the player to be able to train with a single boot, the number of training schedules that they will have, and play matches with the same boots. So I think that this particular policy is a policy that is going to reduce a lot of burden financially from the clubs. For instance, let's assume that a single boot, the Puma boot that he showed, I have bought boots for players, so I know their prices. Usually they range between 400 cedis to 1,200 cedis. But let's pick on the average. The boot is 500 cedis. If the boot is 500 cedis and each club is being provided with 30, it means that 15,000 cedis has been saved by the GFA. And this is going to be for 4 years. So clubs are going to save 60,000 cedis. Again, this is not even factoring in inflation and depreciation. Because going forward, it's likely these boots will have price adjustments. And all will be provided by the GFA. So whether it is adjusted or whatever is happening, all the club needs is that before the season, the GFA has provided boosts. And I think it's a very, very, very laudable thing.